Yo, welcome back to another video. This video is titled "The Most Hated Streamer Calls Out Cenat" by Hello Yassine. Let's get straight to it.
What's poppin', y'all? I think this title is very fitting because I have never
I think I know what he's talking about because I can see from the thumbnail it's low tier god. I seen the reel that he's talking about.
ever in life seen a streamer get more hate translated to real life. When we're talking about the ratio of audience viewership to level of hate, this proportion, this ratio is the highest ever on LTG. Like, the level of hate that he gets is...
I'm gonna keep it a buck. You can say what you want about bro. Oh, he a deadbeat dad. He this, that, and the third. He is funny as fuck, bro. He got some of the most Hall of Fame level clips I have ever seen, bro. Like when he was wearing the Infinity Gauntlet and he was banning people out his chat. Oh my God. Or when he was talking about his covenant. Hilarious. Hold on. I want to find a clip. I need a good laugh. Can we get a good laugh in? LTG Infinity Gauntlet. Bro, his whole fan base is literally just haters. Like, they're fans of him because they hate him. Like, they watch him in a good way. So they enjoy doing that. It's like crazy. It's weird. It's like most people, they support their creators that they like and they show them love, but their form of showing him love is showing him hate.
Your gym is mine, your gym is mine, you bitch ass nigga. Get that ass man, bitch. Get the fuck out of my chat. Somebody ban that bitch ass nigga. Your gym is mine, you bitch ass nigga. Get that ass man, bitch.
Bro. Oh my God. That is the funniest shit ever, bro. I'm gonna play one more, bro. He got like Hall of Fame level clips, bro. Another one is the Covenant. Oh my God, he is weird, but he's funny, bro. It's a funny weird. He's just too funny.
I'm about to take my motherfucking goddamn Covenant, chase you down in the middle of the motherfucking snow. You're running. You see a bunch of us in black cloaks running towards you. You see me in a gold cloak.
Bro, why is he talking like this to a viewer, bro? How did he know to go into a full-blown story time?
Tall, muscular, evil-ass motherfucker running at you. First, I start off like this, because I don't need my full speed to catch you. Then I see you start to speed up. Then I start speeding. Then I just go, and I just sick my whole covenant, and they're just chasing you, running at you like wolves in black capes. They tackle you. Run, this is you, right? I'm me, this is you. Tackle you. Grab you.
The cat don't even know what is going on.
Rocks, Sigla. Rocks come from behind you. I have all my covenant cloaks, ripping off your clothes, your ass naked, the snow stuck. Like this. They're stuck, and they're holding.
Grown-ass man reenacting this, by the way.
I'm like, Rocks. I make the snap. Rocks rips off his clothing, blocks out his BBC Junior.
Bro, why is he talking about a BBC, bro?
Fucking right ass cheek on the left, while all my covenant cloaks hold you down, and he just forcefully fucks you and chokes you. And he just hooks you, busting you. And just humiliate you when I command my whole cloaks to stand around you.
Bro, I'm sorry. Sidetracked, I know.
indescribable, frankly. And he decided to call out Cenat sub. Well, I think someone mentioned the 1 million sub mark that Cenat was able to hit during the Mafiathon 3, that is. And he had his own take on it that I think is interesting and we should dive into a little bit.
Once it starts feeling manufactured and lose its authenticity, how can you take it serious? When you have the entire help of the industry, sponsors, big giant production, celebs, of course you're gonna hit it. It's manufactured.
Yeah, but don't you think that that's going to be the case with somebody like Kai, though? He is the face of live streaming. The industry, specifically Hollywood, they have an interest in him. They see him and they're like, okay, he's the one. You know what I mean? He's the one. Let's bring him up. It's something about him, you know, and he's kind of become like the new, if you think about it, bro, Kai has become the new late night TV. He's become the new Breakfast Club. He's become that hot new spot. where people in the industry feel like they have to pass through in order to get their promotion, in order to be talked about. So would they not show him love? I don't get it.
He could do it. On top of that, specifically on his stream, it was 25% off of subs you actually could get for less. And I was the only person's chat that had it. When you have a machine behind you, anything's possible, bro. Just when it started getting close, it was like 7 something, and then all of a sudden just inflate. It's just not real. So it's like, it's fake. R2D2, this manufactured. It's not even me hating, it's just, it is disingenuous. It's not a real sub goal. A real record wasn't hit. It was already pre-planned. I'm pretty sure they already had it on a blueprint board. Like, okay, you're going to drop this here. This person's going to drop that there on this day. We're going to make sure that it's real close. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure it's real close. So we want to make it seem realistic. We don't want you to hit it too quick. Then on that day, we're going to have eBay drop that. Snoop's going to drop a $250,000. But
wait, we got a raid? Oh shit, Cam with the raid. Fucking Cam, man. Thank you for that raid, game. Thank you for that raid, bro. Yo, everybody, we're watching this video titled "The Most Hated Streamer Gets Called Out."
That's going to be backed by such and such. Then such and such is going to drop. Bro, it's manufactured.
I don't think that's fake, though. The number is still 1 million. It's still 1 million.
Yeah, exactly. If you're a regular person, why give? Let's just say if you're a regular person to drop 50, you're a peon, you're a bot, you're a type 0 civilization. Like, human beings are just
what? A type? What the hell does that mean?
Such an idiot.
I like how he got his own lingo.
Species. Social media 100% is not real either. Clout can be bought, numbers can be bought, everything can.
I do agree with that, but that's everything in the industry, though. If you think about it, it's the same thing in the it's the same thing in the music industry. The streaming industry is slowly becoming more and more corporate because a lot of these companies, they see the potential and they see the growth, and they see people like Kai and people like Speed and people like Aiden and Max and FaZe and all these guys and what they're accomplishing in the viewership that they got. They see dollar signs. They see dollar signs, bro. So don't you think this shit, it was only a matter of time before this shit was going to become corporate, bro. That's why I say, like, with myself, I get offers to collab with a lot of people. I'm going to be honest. I get offers to collaborate with a lot of people, but I say no. I say no. And the reason why I say no is because I like how this shit was before the IRL wave. Before, you know, like now it seems like you constantly have to do all this crazy shit just to hold people's attention. I don't really want to be that guy. I don't want to have to fight for attention in this economy because look what, bro, you got Mr. Beast who's throwing people into a burning building trying to retrieve 250K out of it. It's a battle that's not worth fighting. I would want people to actually fuck with me for who I am and my opinions and what the fuck that I got to say. You feel what I'm saying? I like how Twitch was back in the day when it was about gaming. It was about connecting with your community and the chat and just the vibes. I don't really like where it's at right now. It's really over the top, overstimulating.
Can be inflated. I know it seems like I'd be like salty about it or I'm quote unquote hating. Nah, I just know everything's fake. I know the internet's fake. This is the last place on Twitch that is authentic. Everybody else is they're backed by somebody. They're in an org. There's a machine behind them, something.
So, of course, at the end,
I'm going to be honest. I do agree with what he said, though. A lot of people are behind an org or they have a manager. A lot of people that you be like, oh my God, so-and-so blew up and they got all these collabs and they're going up. Why don't you do that? Because they have management. They have managers who are in high places, and chances are they're either affiliated with a bunch of these people that they did collabs with, or they're signed to the same agency. You ever notice, remember back a few months ago when people were parasocial farming and you noticed, damn, this person's in a relationship with this person, but they're both signed to the same agency.
again, there, you can kind
I
of,
didn't mean to press play, but they're both signed to the same agency. Is that a coincidence? It don't feel like a coincidence to me. You know, what made this shit really blow up and be what it is today is because of the collabs back then. The collaborations with Bruce and Rage and Kai, that whole shit was genuine. Those were genuine collaborations. So now a lot of people are trying to replicate what was created back then, or a lot of what like AMP was doing and they're clicking up and they're signing to these orgs and they're creating these content groups, and it's soulless because they're not actually friends. We just talked about this shit with fucking Capaholics. Even FaZe is an organization. You think they were actually friends? No, they probably knew of each other, but they went on to become close in time by probably hanging out off stream and stuff. But come on, man. You think it's a coincidence that people are leaving an org and they're only talking to a few of the people and they're barely around other people? Come on, bro.
To dismiss that part because
it's just that these streamers are really good at putting on a persona and playing like they're friends because that's what gets views. You get what I'm saying? When in reality, they probably don't even like these people.
He's referring to himself where he's just saying like this is the realest place. Now he is correct in that he doesn't have an org, he doesn't have a machine. He is quite hated. He's banned on YouTube. Part of that was because I think the circumvention rule. He was previously banned on Twitch. This guy, when it comes to one thing that
you think he might be able to get unbanned now?
I do have a lot of respect for, even with people that I may disagree with entirely, is the ability to persist. Like people that have been banned, like for example, like Sneeko, getting banned on damn near every platform and just persisting and then coming back and getting unbanned and still being in the public consciousness, especially if that's your goal, to be in the public consciousness. That is so impressive. That takes so much resilience. And LTG is an example of somebody that's also done that, where this guy was streaming on, I don't even remember the site. It was
it was like Bigo or some shit. He was streaming on off-brand websites.
Green site, and it was not Kick. This was before Kick even
I remember those streams. I remember that site. It was some obscure ass shit. I remember that, bro. You know what's crazy? I feel like I have a come up like that. Not in terms of just being banned everywhere, but there's certain people, bro, who really had to claw and fight for their come up, and their shit didn't come overnight. Now, a lot of people's come ups didn't come overnight, but you know what I mean? Like, they didn't have a meteoric rise. It was like steady throughout. You feel me? I feel like, Sneekio, he's been on YouTube for literally like a decade. LTG, he's been making content for, bro, he dissed Boogie back in the day. Like, he's been around for a long ass time. So the fact that these people are continuing to grind and just, they've built their shit over time, it really means something. Because even when you get banned or whatever bullshit happens, you're still going to keep that viewership because people know that you're not going to give up.
Came out. So he was banned on Twitch, he was banned on YouTube, and he was streaming on there. So it just goes to show this guy's quite resilient. So I do have to give him credit for that. However, when he talks about the part where, like, hey, this was just corporate and this was set up, we can't disagree. Like, there are people that tried to disagree and say that he was hating. Like, there was a reply on the tweet that said, machine or not, his content is better than everybody else's. So if he does have a machine behind him, he's earned it through hard work and sheer creativity. Has he, though? Does he have the best content? I feel like that's a subjective.
I mean, content is a subjective thing, but in terms of like groundbreaking, innovative ideas or just doing shit different, you can't say that Kai didn't do shit different. You can't say that he is the new formula that people are biting. I feel like at one point, Bruce was the formula, then Aiden was the formula. No, Aiden was the formula. Bruce, what's the order? Was it Bruce, Aiden, now Kai is the formula? You feel what I'm saying? And, everybody is running in his shadow. They emulate all the shit that he does. And I'm going to tell you this right now. You trying to copy what somebody else is doing is not going to put you on the map. Like copying their blueprint to the T, trying to do the exact same thing. You can take bits and pieces of it and flip it into your own thing. That's what Kai did. That's what Speed did with Aiden's method. Because Aiden was the one who started bringing the celebrities on stream, and he started to do the creative segments, and he was the one that was really, really groundbreaking what it meant to do just chatting and IRL content. But here's the thing. Kai took the method with the celebrities and he pushed it a step further by making them comfortable and making them not want to leave and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I would say, Kai, he brings an entirely different audience. Like, there's somebody who I seen his TikTok. He was talking about, like, when Kai's not on stream, I don't even go on Twitch. Like, Kai introduced an entirely new segment of viewers to streaming, and they only watch him. Like, they don't watch anybody else.
term, especially when you take it to the level of where Kai Cenat is. Like Kai Cenat, Speed, Aiden Ross. Like Aiden Ross is putting on fighting events, right? Aiden Ross has put on a bunch of different events. Speed is going to multiple different countries, just spawning in there like a character from some RPG game or open world game, and he's just interacting with people. And I think he would absolutely love if he could just interact with people without having massive crowds around him. That's a different type of content. And then the tour that he did.
Oh my God, bro. You know what Speed's motion is like, bro? When I went to the mall to go see Speed, he had grown men climbing on shit, wilding out. Streamers, like, when you get to a certain, like, level in terms of a content creator in general, bro, you're really just like a new age celebrity, bro. Speed is, his influence is crazy. I swear, bro. Like, the crowds that he pulls is insane. Like, when you see it, it's different when you see it on stream. When you witness it in person, bro, like, there was people who was running through the mall. I'm talking about sprinting through the mall just to try to get close to Speed. I'm telling you, bro.
And then you've got Kai Cenat doing content with celebrities, which Speed is also doing. You've got a bunch of different types of content, and I wouldn't say one is better than the other, especially to have the sub count that he has, which is 10 times most other people, include like those peers that I'm talking about included. Granted, Aiden Ross does not stream on Twitch very often, but the point is not that Kai Cenat didn't earn his position, didn't earn his viewership, didn't earn corporate sponsors. The point is that the million subs is inflated. Like, for example, when Jay-Z sold 1 million, was it 1 million that he sold with the album had F With Me, You Know I Got It. It was Magna Carta Holy Grail. And this album was certified platinum the day of its release. And keep in mind, It was certified platinum the day of its release, not like Cardi B. Cardi B was certified platinum the day of her release because she had WAP on the project. And WAP is like a multi-platinum song from 2020. So it was able to accumulate all of those streams between 2020 and 2025 when she dropped her album, Am I the Drama? So she could just certify it platinum. A similar thing was done by French Montana when he put Unforgettable on an album, and he said the album went gold in 2 days. That's because it had Unforgettable on it. So that's not even the case with Jay-Z. That's why what Jay-Z did is even more egregious. And platinum is 1 million
I'm not gonna lie, he's low-key yapping. Like,
records sold within the United States. The reason why it went 1 million sold in the United States is because, and on day one, is because Jay-Z had a deal with Samsung prior to the album's release, where they agreed to purchase 1 million copies of the album to offer users of Samsung for free.
Wow.
So it sold 528,000 copies first week. And
that's low-key genius. That's like some business. That's really some business shit, bro. That really just makes you think, is it really synthetic, or is Kai just really like a modern day businessman? That's respect. So is Kai really, he's being compared to Diddy and Jay-Z? I'm not gonna lie, bro. This shit really makes you think. No joke shit now. On some real shit, when we think of people like Aiden, Speed, Kai, imagine them when they're like 40 and 50. They're gonna be the new moguls, bro. Oh my God.
This was his 13th number one. So he continuously kept going number one. And this was just, hey, it's quite whack, to be honest. It had a 76% drop in sales, by the way, because it dropped the second week to 129,000. So you go from selling like 500 something thousand to 129,000. Now you're probably saying like, wait, why didn't it sell 1 million? Well, because it was provided to Samsung customers. And I think it's because Samsung also had some sort of a deal with Tidal. So this is exactly what Kai Cenat did. And that's what LTG is accusing him of. And he's correct. Because if we look at Kai Cenat's VODs, right, on day 25, which is out of 30 days, because there are only 30 days in September, on day 25, Kai Cenat had under 750,000 subscribers on Twitch. Now, a subscriber, you have to pay money, or you can use Twitch Prime. People are able to gift subs, which means like if I pay $25, he gets 5 subs, and 5 random people in the chat get a subscriber badge and the subscriber perks that come with that. So at that pace, if he wanted to hit a mil, he would have needed 500 by day 15, and he would have needed 750 by day 20. So he was late. Because if you think about it, right, like 250 every 7 or so days. So at 21 days, he would have had to be at 750 or so. He was at day 25, and he was at 7. He wasn't even at.
He's saying at day 20, bro. I kind of zoned out a little bit with what he was saying. He was talking so fucking monotone. Yeah, bro. There was when Kai had to use that fucking power hour. You know how many people were like, "Oh." You know what's crazy? Here's the thing. I feel like no matter what happened with Kai, people were going to talk shit about him anyways. Why? Because it's mainstream to hate on him. If he didn't hit the goal, oh, bro, you did all that and you didn't even hit a million, blah, 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 blah. They would have rubbed it in his face, right? They would have clowned him. But the fact that he did hit it, they're like, oh, well, it's just... It's just synthetic. Really, bro. I seen the comment. Well, Samsung and Bose and Snoop Dogg donated, so really, it's like he bought the sub, so it's really fake. And y'all, it just cope. $1 million is $1 million, bro. Yes, okay. He got the help from these companies and these high up people. Don't you think, like, bro, what? You know what? Do you know what power and influence Kai has when he promotes these brands? You damn right they better break bread. What the fuck? Duh.
750K yet.
Snoop Dogg coming on stream. The young people are tapping into what he's got going on. Look at what the Mafiathon did for Ray J. That shit completely revived his entire career. Now he's got a bunch of young people who never heard his songs. They never heard I Hit It First. They never heard Sexy Can I. They never heard all those songs, right? And now they heard a lot of that music for the first time on stream with Kai. Think about how much money he got on the back end of that. Think about how many opportunities he has just because he has proximity. Like that Kai cosign is really gold, bro. Don't you think they should be showing him love rather than just coming in and trying to leech off everything he got?
And then even when you go...
Mariah came in, promoted her album, 1/3 of the screen is literally a huge blow up of the cover art, and she didn't gift not one sub. Like, what?
To day 27...
How was that? Like, what?
He suddenly hit 1 million. So in 2 days, he gains over 250,000 subs when he was stalling at around 700,000 for days. Come on, man. And that's when Snoop Dogg came in and dropped 50,000.
The reason why it went up though was because he was baiting that Streamer University shit. Oh, if you gift for every 5 subs you gift, that's a entry for you to be able to get into Streamer University. And then, bro, I knew somebody who dropped like a band. Somebody dropped a band thinking that that was going to get them a good chance to get in. People were emptying out their bank accounts because they wanted to be a part of that experience. You know what I mean? People will sell there, so they'll give the draws off their fucking pee-pee to Kai. If that's the last thing that they had to try to get into Streamer University, bro. That's when his shit skyrocketed.
1,000 subs, which is about $250,000, which shout out to Snoop Dogg for that. And then you've got, of course, like Valorant matching subs that month in particular. I think that was quite lucky for Kai. And
that wasn't lucky. It's September. That shit happens every September. Most people do their subathons in September for that very reason, or they put in their title throughout the month, September. This was the best month to run up subs because there's a discount. There's always a discount in September. So you're able to get an inflated sub count. Obviously, that's why it's like, it raises the question, do you think like any other time in the year, do you think that bro would have been capable to hit that mill?
And that's something that I'm interested in knowing if he planned that ahead of time, because Valorant was the #1 gift.
Yes, he did. He knew, damn, okay. let me do this in September because this would be the best time to do it. And I also feel like I got a conspiracy with this shit. I feel like the curtain is closing on this generation of content. And a lot of the bigger creators who really ran it up and did their thing, they're trying to get their last big events in. Like Kai, he said this is the final Mafiathon. You got Ronaldo talking about this might be the last phase subathon. Like I think in the future, people are gonna look at you crazy if you do subathons. They're gonna look at you like, oh, this is just a cash grab. You just trying to get money. Like you know, a lot of the over the top shit is gonna be like kind of annoying, and people are gonna just want to watch a regular stream and just talk to people, because the number one thing is connection. I think that's what social media is missing right now. It's like that on YouTube, it's like that on Twitch. People just want to be able to conversate. You know, they don't want to watch creators that they can't relate to anymore. Even Mr. Beast changed his strategy. He used to do the high intensity jump cuts, yelling into the screen, dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. He still maxes out the dopamine, but he doesn't do it as crazy because he realized it hurts him in the long run, because it only kills the attention span of the viewer. The more that it's only so much you can do to hold somebody's attention. And it's going to get to a point where it's like, okay, you have to do the absolute most. It's not even worth doing it anymore.
Gifted sub in his chat.
Bro, how do you top getting LeBron to cut your hair? Really think about that. There's nothing that you can do to top that. He jumped out of a plane. He did all this crazy shit. There's nothing that he can do to top that.
And the reason for that is because for every time someone gifted 5 subs across all of Twitch users in the month of September, Valorant, the game by Riot, he wouldn't have hit it. But this is the thing. I think he would have hit it. I think Kai Cenat had contingencies in place. I don't think there was a way for him to not hit 1 million subs. And I think that's partially because, and this is me theorizing here. This is completely conspiracy theory. This is not me saying I have any evidence, because usually I have evidence of things, or I have heard them from reliable sources, and I'll hit you with the just trust me, bro. I'm not hitting you with the just trust me, bro here. I'm just being honest. This is a theory. My theory is that there were obviously corporate sponsors. You saw Nike sponsored the workout segment. It's all Nike in a house, all Nike workout equipment. You saw that Crocs, he was handing out Crocs to people. You saw that the PC company, he was giving out a PC every day.
Bro got hella brand deals. Oh my God.
All of these are sponsors. So what I think Kai Cenat did is he's like, hey, look, this is how much I'm going to get paid for this sponsor. I want to be, if I'm not close enough to my goal, I want to be able to press a button and you just donate that amount to me as gifted subscriptions so I can hit my goal. And that's what I believe happened, because you had like Crocs, Bose, eBay, etc.
Yeah, I think he did. I think that's true. I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with that.
Come in on the latter half.
But how is that a bad thing? Y'all are like, I don't see. I get what you mean. Like, oh, it's a bunch of companies donating, and what? He's uber successful. He's got hella brand deals and hella connections in high places. Don't you think that makes sense? Like, I don't see what the problem is.
In the last couple of days to gift massive amounts, whether it was like 5,000, 10,000, etc. Because to get 1 million, and this is
that's what I'm
with
saying.
Gifted.
If you go to the sub count, it's going to say 1 million. It's not going to say 1 million subs from blah, blah, blah. You know, come on, bro. Like,
subs. Back in the day, because people are trying to compare it to Ninja, back in Ninja's day, there was no gifted sub. So you had to have unique subscribers, which means that every single person had to sub on their own. Someone could not give somebody else a sub. I don't know when that feature was introduced. I think it may have been around 2019 or
I don't think he had a subathon too. Like, that was when he was like hella mainstream.
so. Or 2018. I just don't remember, because I remember I was paying attention to what Ninja was doing at the time, and I don't remember there being gifted subscriptions when he was running it up like that. Now Prime, I think Prime was recently released, Amazon Prime and Twitch, which allowed you to subscribe for free. Or actually 2016 I think is when Prime, oh, we're not going to go year by year, that's not the point. So we're going to circle back to the Kai Cenat point. LTG is correct here. And a separate reply said, I feel what he's saying, but you also have to get to a certain place organically for the machine to have an upside to backing you.
Agreed.
Kind of a lame argument, in my opinion. Now, there is a point here, however. some people may say that Kai Cenat got a huge look from being on AMP that already had a ton of motion, whether that was
I mean, yeah, obviously what? Yes.
Phantom, and Duke was already on there, who's a huge YouTuber, and Agent. And these guys were already streaming, doing their thing. But we have to be completely fair here. Kai Cenat was a huge YouTuber by the time he got on AMP. He was not a big streamer whatsoever. And the idea that, oh yeah, like being a huge YouTuber translates to streaming, not really. No, it does not. Because Kai Cenat started off with maybe like 1,000
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I need to take a piss, bro. Hold on.
viewers. He was averaging 1,000 to 2,000, perhaps even less for quite a while.
Oh yeah, he already had motion back in the day.
Wow, and he was hitting up Aiden Ross, who was him at that time, getting 100,000 plus regularly. And I'll give you another example is Canel Joseph. He has several million subscribers on YouTube on one channel and maybe 500,000 or more on another channel, and he's been streaming for years. Now, not as consistently throughout the years, but I've known him to be streaming for at least 3+ years, and he averages...
Wait, he was actually streaming that long? I thought he was just doing the mic'd up shit and the pranks.
less than 1,000 viewers. So anywhere from 500 to 800. So if you're saying, oh, this person had a lot of subs, that's why they were easily able to translate it to streaming, it does not work like that anymore. Maybe it worked like that 10 years ago or even, hell, 8 years ago. But when Kai Cenat got into this, it was not working like that. The times had changed. Then you have another reply saying something like right message, wrong messenger. I personally just think...
He got his name on the belt, bro. I just peeped that.
A reply saying something like...
Was this a designated whooping belt, bro?
Right message, wrong messenger. I personally just think the message is the most important thing. So I'm not too interested in the messenger because LTG is right in the sense that he doesn't have a machine. Now, has he behaved in a way for a machine to want to pick him up? That's a different story. I mean, even Aiden Ross, who's done a lot less things that can be perceived as offensive than LTG, is not getting corporate sponsors like that. Neon has been washing himself a little bit, and he's been able to do a good job with his collaborations. I would say Neon has some of the best collaborations in the streaming game right now.
I'm not going to lie, he does.
And by best, I don't mean the most famous. I think they just gel well with him, especially how he's changed his personality, or matured. I guess that's a better way to say it, in the past year or so. But we're not going to...
Yeah, yup. Well, y'all know how that goes.